Hi, welcome back to another episode of the Waffle Press Movie Podcast, except it's not movie talk today, it's video game talk. Also, we have cameras for the first time in history of us doing this.
We've been saying that for a while.
Yeah, not on Google Hangouts, live, in person, except it's also not live.
Studio.
It's pre-recorded.
This is a studio, right? I guess,
Yeah.
why not?
It's totally not. Somebody's house.
In beautiful Whittier, California.
I know.
Go ahead and give them the address too.
It's a nice background.
Anyways, hello! Thank you for joining me. I am super excited to do this. We have a couple cool guests here today, but let me introduce my regular round table. Gene, hello. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
In person.
Yeah, in person.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing
I'm
good.
sorry, by the way.
In person?
Wow.
That was kind of weird.
And then who are you again?
Nick. Yeah, Nick Flair. Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I forget.
thank you. Fuck you.
Okay. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Doing good.
Looking forward to whatever we're going to talk about. What was the rundown again?
It's video game.
Video games. You know what?
I mean, you only went to E3 for us. Or
I
whatever.
did?
You did. Yeah, which you're totally going to talk about later.
I am?
And then, really quick, also, Renee, sound engineer, came all the way
I
out.
love him.
Hello.
Renee.
Thank you for joining us, Renee.
No
Good to
problem.
have you back. And now I'm going to introduce our guest panel. First, Chris Gallizzi, good
Hello.
friend of ours.
Been on the
Yep.
show before?
I work at Hyperkin. I do R&D, and yeah, I've been on, I think, one or two podcasts with you guys before prior.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then,
And
next.
too few.
I am Terence James, public relations specialist at Hyperkin. You can hit me up at HBYM_music on Twitter, or Terence James 87 on Instagram, or even Hyperkin's Twitter at Hyperkin, and that's spelled Hyper K-I-N. Oh, and also, I always want to do this, and this is inappropriate, but thank you, Mark Maron, for having me on WTF.
You know, I always did like it when you were, what was it, Research Panda? Or
Oh, Press Panda.
Press Panda. I like that. I like that title way better.
We're going to get more into that. And then our last guest, Cecilia.
Oh, hi. Okay, I'm Cecilia Beth. I'm the marketing project manager at Hyperkin, and my Instagram is Kosher Gamer.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you so much for joining us here
Yeah,
today, guys.
thank you.
No problem.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Also, I'm like 90% sure we've had conversations through the Hyperkin handle. Not your.
It was just
normal-
you. That's me.
Yeah, okay.
It's no one else. Sometimes it's other people. Sometimes it's Chris. But like for the most part, if I'm talking to a Diego, it's always just me.
Good to know.
Yeah, no, He'll actually interject and be like, I got this.
He's like, whoa.
Cool. So yeah, can you guys talk about just how you got into video games, how you got into Hyperkin?
Sure. So, well, like, do you want to jump in, like, how we got into video games, like, as kids, or, like, or how we started in video games?
Both.
Both.
Oh, well, I started playing video games when I was a child because, like, you know, my parents needed a babysitter. So, like, they would drop me off at my grandma's, and, like, you know, I wasn't exactly the best child, so they got me an NES and then a Super NES at the
So
time.
you were a bad child, and they were like, oh, let's reward him.
Pretty much. Well, it was more like, he's a bad child, let's, like, put some flashing colors on the screen, and then that'll, like, calm him down. So
Nice.
that's how it started there, and then from there on, it's history. That's when
Nice.
I just play nonstop video games. And for here, like, you know, I started with Hyperkin, like, it's going to be 5 years now, so worked my way up as from an intern to now, like, head of R&D. So
Very cool.
met some really cool people, you know, been to some really cool shows, and, you know, it's been pretty good. Like, you know, it's a really cool and fun industry to work in. So.
Absolutely. What about you, Terrence?
I got into video games because when I was 3, my parents were like, "Hey, how can we get our kid to be super obese when he's 15?" No, I'm the only child, and like they really wanted. My cousins all had NESs, and I remember being in the shopping cart at Toys R Us, sitting in there, and my parents buying me my first NES. That's what kind of started my whole addiction with video games. I got into import gaming and retro gaming later on in life, and then eventually I was working at a couple marketing gigs at different companies, and I was like, oh yeah, what's this Hyperkin company? I own one of their Retron ones, which is really cool because like I still have it to this day, which is like, you know, when I was browsing Craigslist and I found the listing for the job, I was like, oh, this is familiar, I think. So I hit up, I don't know who was answering do you know who was answering the
At the
classifieds?
time, that's probably like our CEO. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, and he replied back, went in for the interview, and basically what I would be doing would be like content writing, some marketing stuff, social media. And then, you know, eventually my job evolved, so now I guess my official title now is public relations specialist, meaning like basically I talk to people that look just like me. Like, hey Terrence, you look like you can talk to that guy with blue streaks in his hair and a slightly large T-shirt.
I'm pretty sure we've had this conversation.
Yeah. But no, like Chris said, he got to do a lot of really cool stuff for the past 3 years. A lot of cool shows, trade shows, and it's really fun working at a a niche video game company where it's not like anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's almost like I got to live out my dream of working in the gaming industry, but in the way I wanted to, and not like a AAA gaming per se.
And
like
worry about layoffs after every other.
It's like
always
you time
is.
traveled back to like
Yeah.
the 80s or something.
Yeah, that's always how
It is, and
right?
every day is like a nostalgia trip back to like when I would play like Mortal Kombat or something like that
Yeah.
because that's my job. I got to play this. So
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for me, okay, so I didn't get into video gaming like most kids did, like Christmas time, parents buy the new SNES console or whatever. Mine was, I was 6 years old, and the story actually doesn't start with revolving around me. It starts about my neighbor. So he was about like 15 years old at the time, and he did really bad in school. And the worst thing his mom could think to do to punish him was take his Nintendo 64 and give it to the neighbor kids that he didn't like. Hi, I'm the neighbor kid.
That's just rude. That's just rude.
I know, it was great. So I remember coming home, like all excited child Celia, and like seeing my dad like trying to figure out how to hook up the N64. I understand there's like 2 cables. They took up some time doing that.
It's a single cable.
Yeah, I know. No, there's one to the
It's
TV.
a power.
One to the
RCA.
Right.
But anyways, and so they're like, oh, this is Nintendo 64. And that started, it like opened up the world to video games to me. So it went from that to like SNES, Dreamcast, Sega Genesis, PlayStation 2, and then GameCube, and then I never bought anything again. And then people are like, oh, Celia, you like video games, right? What do you play? And I'm like, oh, I love video games. I like, SNES, Dreamcast. Oh, do you play anything new? And I'm like, yeah, PS2. So,
I'm really digging Banjo-Kazooie.
I am really digging Banjo-Kazooie. I can speed run that.
They were still making PlayStation 2 games up until like what 2010 or something.
2014.
2014.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Soccer game.
You could have said that
I know,
for a
and
while.
then I was cut off.
Yeah. You know it's bad when the PS2 is still selling better than the PS3.
What if you did? Like Gene said, what if you played every iteration of that soccer game until 2014?
I would have been the most disappointed
and it's like FIFA that keeps on getting remade over
Yeah.
and over again.
with the same game.
Hey, man,
Hook up that Dual Shock.
Hey man, that FIFA game, it always gets better every single time. I can kick the ball just slightly to the left.
Thank you. But how I got started at Hyperkin, well, in video games as itself, I did a little QA, then I started doing different marketing jobs. I worked for a different company, and then I got led to Hyperkin. I applied, that's how you get jobs. And
I thought you just
And-
wished really hard.
I just showed up. I sat down in my chair and never left.
You did magical girl transformation.
Yeah, it's a what? Okay, so I transform, no glasses. Okay. Completely different person.
But like,
It's like Clark Kent.
usually like in magical girl transformations, the girls are always nude on under for
Like
a split
Sailor
second.
Moon or something?
But under you, it's just a sweatshirt, like a really sad sweatshirt.
Wow.
Like I'm in my
Full of cats. Just a cat
Yeah.
sweatshirt.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of those, so probably.
Do you think your neighbor? Do you think if you told him now, he'd try to get your N64 back?
No, I'm not giving it back.
Just jump you.
Never give it back.
You stole my childhood.
I'm like, I'll fight you. So I wonder how he remembers this worst day of his life,
He's in a penitentiary just because of that.
Yeah, I hope so. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Just like you're in a padded room.
I wish I had my N64.
Just going back and forth saying conquer.
Conker's bad.
Fun fact about Conker's Bad Fur Day: my parents bought that for me because I
Not
like
knowing what it
squirrels.
was.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
So
thought
they were
it was.
like,
knowing
Celia,
what it
happy
was.
birthday! We got you a game about squirrels.
Kids.
I learned how to cuss in
Is
fourth
that
grade.
why my
I
parents
was
bought
so
me
cool.
Burger
Well, I
Time?
mean, the thing for that game is maybe you saw the little M at the very end of the corner. It could easily be mistaken.
Yeah.
For
And
a kid's game.
Or
It's
monkeys.
for Mario.
They don't know.
Yeah.
It's for Mario.
No, but it's the same thing. I remember working at GameStop and people would pick up Grand Theft Auto for their 10-year-old, and then I'd go like, "Do you know what this game is, right?" And they were like, "I don't care, just buy it."
Yeah.
Like and
That
then-
was me as a kid. I was like, my parents would be like, oh, look, Mortal Kombat? Who cares? You'll be there for 45 hours. Who cares?
You're sitting there
No, but
scheming.
but then it was 4 days later, and they were like, "Oh, my son can get a hooker in this game. Why didn't you tell me this? It says it's It says mature on the
hot
game.
coffee was a mod, you know?
Yeah,
No, you can still
No,
get you can still get a prostitute in the game,
Oh, that's
like
right.
run over civilians and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
never understood that.
But you know, it's all good. You know.
It's all
I don't know,
good.
it's all good.
So
Hey,
just,
we learned a lot from those games. So
Yeah,
That's true.
apparently you can only do certain things in a dark alley.
Yeah.
don't get a 5-star rating. Don't get a 5-star rating. So just kind of segueing in it, you guys went to E3. Nick went to E3.
I did go to E3.
What'd you guys think of E3 this year?
It was different. Like, you know, this is the first time consumers were let in.
Okay.
So it was an open show.
I was kind of bored.
It was definitely a lot more people.
Bored.
There were some bigger companies missing, definitely.
Yeah.
That we were used to. Usually there's a larger presence for other companies. You know, like Xbox is no longer in the same room as PlayStation and Nintendo. They're in the South Hall now.
That really like took me for a loop when I got there because I'm so used to seeing Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo.
Yeah, you know, the big three are...
the big
Yeah.
three
Yeah.
in one room, just battling it out for people's attention.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I walked into the main hall, going, "Oh, Xbox is here."
Right.
That's
And,
interesting.
And
That's
for all we know,
different.
it could have been like maybe like they wanted to be separated so that way they don't have to compete.
That and also, it kind of felt like their booth was a little bit bigger.
It just feels slightly
It was like a
larger.
little bit bigger, but also it felt way too crowded, and
Right.
they didn't know how to manage it. Like they were just like, "Yeah, just everybody funnel in.
Yeah,
Just funnel in. We'll eventually get to you."
yeah, exactly.
And everything like that. I didn't like Sony's booth because they had like that entire app thing where you
You got to schedule appointments.
you had to schedule appointments, and then all the VR appointments were only one.
Well,
and
no,
they were
like
only
one VR headset, right?
One VR headset, and they had 5 in a day. Like you could only schedule for 5 different ones in a day.
Yeah.
And so like basically you had to be like right on your phone, getting it, in which it lagged because you're inside of you're inside the stadium and you can't get through service.
You know what they should have done instead of the appointment thing? Like, I get that's organized. They should have cage fought. Like,
You know
that would
what?
have
Like
been
the
so
Belko
cool.
experience or something.
I
Exactly.
felt really.
Full experience.
I thought it was really bad because I went to Battlefront like right before I left on the final day, and I was like, "Hey, I didn't get an appointment, but is there any way I can get in on the last appointment if nobody shows up?" And she goes, "Well, I have 4 handicapped people coming, so she goes, if they don't show up, you could possibly get one, but that means you have to take a seat away from a handicapped kid." And I was like,
You took it, right?
You thought about it.
I really thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? I'll wait until, and then like they all showed up, and I'm like,
Were you
I'm
waiting for like
They have these legs.
the severity of it?
Right?
no, because I was
This
really
helped.
no, because when I was at the Sony booth, I could only get so many like appointments, and then at a certain point they were just like, "Oh yeah, there's a wait line now. Like if nobody shows up, you can just walk in." And I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna wait for that then."
Yeah.
And
Should have called her on her shit, man. Like, one, no one says handicapped in 2017.
Handicapable.
Yeah, differently abled.
you know what?
And
Yeah,
two,
you're right.
you can't judge my health beyond my looks. You don't know.
You don't know what's going on upstairs.
You don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, he could have gout,
That's actually-
you know?
What,
He could
what I
be
should have been like,
handicapped.
well, I'm dying tomorrow. This is my Make-A-Wish.
right when
This
you
is my
get in.
Make-A-Wish.
Right when you get in, you just say, "Yeah, dying to get in the Sony booth," and then wink, and then throw her a coin.
But,
Oh, man.
So, yeah, you didn't get in.
No, that and also Nintendo's booth was a mess. People
really?
had lines
Honestly.
everywhere.
This
Everybody
sounds
was,
worse.
Were
This sounds
people
worse
like
than...
zombie-like crawling? Like
No,
on the-
I thought it was really funny too because people kept on walking up to a line because there was a line that was formed, and then you would see like one of their models walk up and be like, "Oh, sir, this isn't a line," and he was like, "Well, what is it?" And then they were like, "Oh, well, this is the line for Odyssey. This is the line to play the Switch on a bench."
Wow.
And the guy was like, "Why would I do that?"
This sounds worse than Celebration. It sounds worse
No,
than
you
Star
know
Wars
what? You know
Celebration.
what? The thing is that once you went over to the main hall, there was a lot more things to do in the main
The South Hall, right?
In the South Hall, like once you went to the South Hall, there was a lot of stuff to do. I know you guys couldn't really walk around
Yeah.
Yeah.
and stuff like that because you guys were working and stuff like that. In which this is like the 1E3 in which I wasn't working, so that was really nice. But I mean, that was it. Like you went into the South Hall and like there was plenty of stuff to do. There was, games were open. You could play whatever you wanted, everything like that.
I think at one point Nintendo had lines to get into other lines.
Yes.
It's like the DMV
There was
or
a
something.
no. There was a line. There was a line to get into the line for Mario Odyssey.
And then there was
The
a
ride.
queue from the line.
From the line,
Yeah.
and
Oh
but it
my
was
God.
and it was really funny too because they had all their models, and then one of the dudes tried to take a photo.
Was it like Booth Babes?
Yeah, they had booth
Okay.
babes, and they
No,
were,
no.
and-
There's no booth.
Oh,
They
yeah,
have
no,
booth
they don't
babes.
have
They have
booth
models.
babes.
They're
They're just models. They're
Yeah,
models.
Okay.
You can have attractive booth employees, but they can't be.
who are models on contract.
T-shirt
Okay.
models.
So yes,
Yeah.
So technically, I was correct when I said models. Yeah.
That's
So
fine.
they had one of the models, and one of the guys was trying to, because she was right underneath the Mario Odyssey picture, and he went to go take a photo of it, and she was like, "Sir, can you delete that, please? I don't take photos for free." And I was like, "Oh, damn."
Hey.
I'm like, this is somebody who like knows her business.
Yeah.
She goes, "Hey, a photo of me costs $800, so you're not gonna get it for free." I'm like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I would have said $10.
So this E3 just, I don't know, it seemed different than all the others.
It was different. It was
Yeah.
like I said, it just had more of a
Consumers.
consumer vibe to it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like there was no swag given out because now booths were charging for it because
Really?
there's
Yeah.
consumers now.
Whoa.
Yeah, they
So-
opened up for now. Whenever you walked up and you were like, "Hey, that's a nice shirt," they were like, "Cool, $30."
Yeah, before they used to just toss them out.
Yeah, normally they have they're just like throwing them off off the edge of their booth. Right?
Normally
Like
every
that.
year, like I go to E3 to get a new wardrobe, you know,
Yeah.
for next year, and
Yes, I have like
No joke,
my
like,
entire wardrobe.
I
is
wear
fucked now.
various video game shirts all year, and that's
Yeah.
my wardrobe. And nope, no, I got I think one shirt.
I
And-
got Quake. That was it. I only got a Quake shirt. That was it.
Oh.
So that changes up the whole dynamic of the entire event.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Crazy.
Well, yeah, it's just a different vibe because now you have a lot of companies that are queuing you just to wait in line to play the game. One, there's no reward because, like, you know, as industry people, they'll reward you like, hey, remember us in the future because, you know, we
right.
want to be partners. But now it's just more like, well, we got your money already, so just wait in line.
Yeah.
The greatest thing I heard from when I was getting free swag at this E3 was when I went to go get the bag for your bag.
Oh, the Sega?
The Sega
The
bag,
Yakuza bag.
the Yakuza bag, in which I walked up and they were like, "Oh, you got to come back in an hour. That's when the bag is." And I came back in an hour, and they were like, "You got to come back in 20 minutes. That's when the bags are." Then I came back, and I was like, and then they were like, "Oh, we're giving the bags out in 10 minutes." I'm like,
God.
"What?" And then I finally got there, and they were giving out the bags, and then
We're out of bags.
No, and the guy is there, and he's handing out bags, and then he's holding it like he was like, "You're a 5-year-old."
Wow.
Because he's
Oh,
like,
you put the
because
backpack
you have to
on?
put the
Yeah.
backpack on you, and then and then
told
I grabbed one, put it in my bag, and then I went to go grab another one, and I was just gonna hold it, and he goes, "No, you have to wear it out." And I was like,
gosh.
"What?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "But I'm just gonna put it in my bag." He's like, "No, I'm not gonna give it to you unless you wear it out." And I'm like,
Wow.
and I'm like, "Okay." And, like, I was forced to put the bag on. And then as soon as I walked like 2 feet away, I took the bag off and I put it. And the guy was just like looking at me, going, he's like so mad. I'm like, "What are you mad about?"
Wow.
It trips me out. I'm assuming these guys are not paid that much to care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was
really
like,
was
"What
pissed.
Go
the?"
mad with power. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
The bag holder.
He's just sitting there like, yes, wear those bags.
I think the greatest one was when you guys were handing out flip flops, and
Oh,
people
a
were
few
just
years ago.
tossing and pegging people in the face. Like, that was,
Oh, yeah.
but they're happy to get hit in the face.
yeah, they were like, because they would get hit in the face and go, "What the?"
Oh, hey,
Flip flops. They would go, "What?
Yeah.
Give me another."
Right in the face.
You got a size 9?
So were there any cool stuff? Was there cool stuff in
Well, like games, specifically
Yeah.
games.
Battlefront
Anything catch your
looked
attention?
pretty
Really
cool.
quick.
I mean, Battlefront looked really cool. I watched a couple of gameplays while I was there.
And it's not all downloadable content anymore.
It doesn't look like. I hope it's not. All
It doesn't look like it, or
Doesn't
is
look
it
doesn't look like
I don't
it.
know,
But I
it's
mean,
EA.
I
What
can't.
does downloadable content look like?
Star Wars Battlefront 1.
God,
EA.
I
An
play.
empty
I play.
wallet.
Empty wallet.
I play the game and I unlock it like a normal goddamn game. That's what it looks
Yeah.
like.
Because
You have to buy it.
because Gene's wearing a Destiny shirt. I really like the Anthem. Anthem looks crazy.
Yes, Anthem looked dope.
Yeah.
I liked. I was telling Gallizzi that it looks like a Destiny killer. And I was like, this is exactly what I want.
But Destiny 2 looks like a Destiny killer.
Yeah.
If it is good, because Destiny sucks. It's really
Why'd
boring.
you
Is
give
it
me the
because of his
shirt?
beard that makes it look like a killer? I don't think.
No, for me it's like right now you can play PlayerUnknown right now on PC, but they're bringing it to Xbox. So I'm actually really excited for that.
I'm wondering if the servers are going to be connected.
They are.
They are?
So actually, the developers were saying that crossplay is totally possible. The only problem
Really?
is that there may be an unfair advantage because mouse and keyboard is on PC,
Yeah.
and then Xbox users got to use a controller.
Yeah, but I mean, they did the same thing with Gears. I mean, it didn't really affect the the latency or anything like that on Gears because the servers were connected for both the Windows 10 and also for Xbox.
But do you play Gears with a keyboard?
That shit's impossible. It is impossible. I tried.
It's like playing Arkham City on the PC or something.
Yeah. Well, you
Or
play
the Arkham Knight.
you can play
You
Arkham.
just need a controller.
Yeah, you can do it. It's just really difficult.
Yeah, it's just
You ever
not
tried?
optimal.
You ever tried
And you could
revving
be,
it while also shooting at
and
the same time?
if you played on the PC, you could be stuck up to everyone how superior you are.
Yeah, like I have Grand
all
Theft
the
Auto
PC
5 on the
gamers.
PC, and I tried playing with a mouse and keyboard with Grand Theft Auto. It's like it's just not the same. You just-
This is meant for
Right.
a this is meant for a
Guys,
controller.
robot hands.
Robot
Duh.
hands.
Robot
Yeah.
hands.
Like,
There you go.
get with it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is crossplay the correct verbiage for between console and PC?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
in me and Celia's community, it means a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
What
Do
does
you tell?
Well, in the what we'd call it the
cosplay.
weeb community,
All right.
yeah, we acknowledge it as like you're like one character is like a certain I guess like
Gender.
gender,
Okay.
and then you make it like the girl version or the
Yeah.
guy version
Or gender bent, as they call it.
okay.
But crossplay is like the general term for it.
Yeah.
Some people are gonna get really confused
Yeah.
eventually. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm down.
Because I really want a girl Rocket League car.
They don't have
How,
that?
Yeah.
so how would it be
Well,
a girl
the gender
rocket?
of the car.
it's just
Oh,
pink.
okay.
It's just pink.
Oh, okay. I was gonna get that too.
So,
I really
It's
want the
just
gender of my Rocket
Like-
League car to be.
Like there's a bunch
girl.
of fender benders. Like I don't know.
That's because that's the only other cross.
It's got like 5 cones following it.
Is Rocket League still
Hitting
gonna be
every
cross
single
console?
one.
I
when you
believe
turn
so.
left, it goes
Well,
right.
okay, so the Switch version is
Doesn't
going to
know
be
directions.
cross with Xbox, but PlayStation's not jumping on board.
Okay.
PlayStation's like, nah.
just to wrap it up for E3, like, are you guys like? Because it seems like there are a lot of bad stuff that happened. I guess at E3. Are you guys looking forward to next year? Or, like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, of course. Like,
I'm
like,
always looking forward.
it's, like, I'm sure you guys would, like, ever since you guys were kids, I'm sure you guys always want to go to E3.
Yeah, I'd always see it, like,
Adam
on
Sessler,
G4,
those
yeah.
days,
Oh,
G4 day,
X-Play.
Tech
Yeah.
TV days,
Great-
Right.
the greatest moment at E3 still has to be my first E3, and as we were leaving the final day, seeing Adam Sessler,
Oh, that was awesome.
and then walking up to him and going, "Can I get a photo?" And he was like, "Absolutely, yeah, sure."
His voice was shot to hell.
His voice was so shot, and he looked so tired, and he was like, "Oh, I love my fans. Come here."
He looked like a defeated man.
Yeah, he did.
Was this like right after G4 or like?
No, this is
sometime?
right when The Verge opened.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
right when he opened The Verge.
Yeah. But
Oh yeah. E3 is always be here to stay in LA.
I think so, for the most part.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's gonna in the next like three to 4 years, it's gonna turn into a very different con.
They just need to get
They're
their
very,
game together.
you could feel that they're trying to rival PAX.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the vibe you get from it. It's like, this is trying to be PAX.
Honestly, it felt like PAX when I was
okay.
there. Yeah, too many people.
Not as many vendors as
Like the
PAX,
Comic-Con
but it's
of,
trying
like,
to
That's
be.
That's why I'm saying like in 4 years, I'm gonna assume there's gonna be a whole bunch of vendors that are just like
Right.
PAX and everything like
Do
that.
you
where-
think it's? Oh, sorry to interrupt. Do
Go
you
ahead.
think it's
Sure,
gonna evolve into like something like Gamescom is?
I think that's my thing though. Is I think that what they're trying to do is they're trying to like go along those lines and kind of get like more of those, because for so many years this has been like an exclusive. E3 is only for industry. They've done this for so long now. I think it's
It
like
definitely
what?
lost its exclusivity
Yeah,
now.
it's definitely lost it now. In which I think how many people they let in? 1,500.
15,000.
Yeah, 15,000. In which,
A little bigger.
but my thing is that I'm wondering,
Forgot a zero.
I'm wondering how many vendors are really going to go though, because the whole point of going to E3 was that it was just press, and you were in like spending that
Press
much
industry,
money.
yeah.
Yeah, but spending that much money was to make deals and stuff like that.
To
because
like promote the game.
Yeah, because PAX is what, half the price of E3.
Yeah.
I mean, you paying double the price so that way you can just go to another PAX that's kind of ridiculous. Especially if they're going to keep the price of the booths exactly the same thing. So they're going to have to figure out some form of way to kind of correlate with the companies and kind of go like, listen, we know that that's what's going on, but we're going to have to figure it out and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I think it's also the culture. Like, you have people that go to WonderCon, then they go to Comic-Con, and then they
Absolutely.
I think in today's thing, like, people just love going to conventions now.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
expos.
conventions is a huge thing, and I think companies can really make a lot of money at conventions. But also, a lot of companies burn out at conventions.
Oh, definitely.
where they just don't make any money at the
Yeah.
convention, and it was just a waste of time.
Right.
It was an honest waste of time, and they like in the meetings they go, "We're never going to go to that con again."
Right.
Yeah.
And-
So just E3 just needs to just kind of fix out the kinks and what they can.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of kinks that it hasn't fixed yet with it being open to the public.
Okay. Yeah,
But-
it's still figuring out. Just kind of changing gears here, Chris.
Sure.
We're gonna do a little product placement. Can you, you're a project developer on the Retron 5. Can you
Yeah.
talk about the Duke
Of course. Well, we didn't bring it here because you know Microsoft wouldn't let us.
Right.
So
It doesn't fit in this.
yeah, the Duke doesn't fit here. Like, it's too big for this place. But
we'll kind of wait till like a picture or something.
But you know, like we're working with Seamus Blackley on it. You know, he's one of the founders of Xbox.
Yeah.
He's been super supportive. You know, he actually has a shop in South Pasadena where we would go and meet up. So it's very local. You know, our place is in South El Monte, so it's like about 20-30 minute drive, give or take traffic.
Yeah.
But you know, Xbox approached us saying like, "Hey, would you want to do this project?" We're like, "Yeah, definitely. This is something interesting that we would love to do." But however, they gave us the ultimatum, like, you know, you're going to be working with Seamus, and you know he's a super passionate guy.
Right.
And we're like, oh great, you know, we're passionate.
Yeah.
So you know, when we were meeting and talking about all the details, you know, we talked about all the things, and we're like, all right. He's like, and he told us like, this has to be perfect. If it's not perfect, you'll never get past approval with me. Like, okay. So you know, with all that hard work that went into it, you know, we built a prototype ready for E3, and you know, Microsoft's happy. For the most part, I think Seamus is happy. You know, he's not in.
If he's watching, he's happy.
Yeah, you're happy, right, Seamus?
In the comment, no.
No.
Get back to work.
Why are you not soldering right now?
But
PC is not done yet.
So you know, we're hoping to launch it later this year. You know. We're, you know, around the time that the Xbox One X launches, so we're trying to do that because they're going to be launching the huge backwards compatibility update. So, like Crimson Skies, like all those games are coming back. So, this would kind of be the controller that leads up to that.
I noticed that you guys had the the white and the black buttons back.
Yeah.
How exactly were you guys correlating that with like modern gaming, especially since you guys do want it to be for modern gaming as well as like classic gaming? I mean, is it going to be comfortable and everything like that, especially?
Yeah. So on the back end or on the top area, so like I said, unfortunately we couldn't bring one, but the top area is actually going to be LBRB, and the white and black is just mapped to those buttons.
Oh,
so
okay.
For people that prefer playing the old school way with, you know, your index fingers on the triggers, you still have the option of white and black here, or if you want, you can just swap it over and do like how you would on an Xbox One controller.
Okay, cool. That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's
and then
cool.
You know, we put a display in the controller.
Yeah, I did see that at E3. Any ideas of anything like that? I know you guys had an Xbox logo on it when I saw it.
So one of the premium things that Seamus was telling us that he's like, you know, to make it shine even more than what it is like, he's like, you know, we got to really make it pop. Like, let's put a screen and let's have the boot animation of the original Xbox go on there.
Cool.
So, you know, that's what we want to do. It was definitely something we're working on. So we're looking at like high fidelity screens and low power, so that way, you know, it's not eating up or consuming power from the console. So
No, absolutely. And it's wired, correct?
it's a wired controller.
It's not wireless.
Yeah, correct. It's a wired controller. So, like, because of the screens, you know, sometimes larger display screens require more power. So we're trying to do something that also has like brightness adjustment, so that way, you know, you're not being blinded in the face while you're gaming at night and things like that. So
How long is the cable? Is it
9 foot.
9 feet? Oh, you'll be fine. Yeah, 9 feet should be.
We were
fine.
joking that we should have like done it 24 feet.
That would have been awesome. That would have been hilarious. Just a giant cable coming out of it.
Yeah. Well, that way, you know, you have a weapon at the same time. So
Yeah. And is it is it just like regular plastic, or are you guys gonna actually like give it like a metal cable or anything like that?
Well, we're doing definitely like a braided cable. We're still deciding on whether we're going to do like the original Xbox that one, which was like a green housing wrap around it. So we haven't decided on that yet. That depends on like from Xbox, because like everything we do, we submit to Xbox and they say like, hey, that's cool or that's not cool. So
yeah, absolutely. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to playing it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, you know, when we get closer, we'll definitely bring it on. Or once we get the proper approval, we'll bring it on so that we guys can get a hands on with it.
Are you guys planning on which are actually allowing for like mapping and stuff like that on the controller, or is it just going to be like straightforward?
Negatory. So the reason why we can't do that is because then it would be a completely different controller. So anything that's remappable, like it falls under like a specialty line, so which would be like a racing wheel or a fight stick or something like that nature. So we're not going that route.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's really cool though. I like that. That's interesting.
Yeah, congrats.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, congratulations.
Can't
Yeah,
wait to see it.
especially you guys also re-released your Retron line. You guys did Retron HD, the Retron 78, I believe it was?
77.
77, sorry about that. That's the Atari, correct?
Yeah, it's using 2600 cartridges. So you know, we know that for example, people that play the 2600, it's not like a huge market, but you know, we definitely wanted to touch bases on all the possible consoles that are out there. So, you know, we always talk about we're going to be doing TurboGrafx, PC Engine. We'll eventually do it. So it's just those are like one of those projects that we're
CDI.
Yeah, and we're also kind of like, no.
He said yes. Just
Is
kidding.
that an inside joke? Or?
No, I was just kidding.
Have you played the Philips CDI?
Oh, I know of it.
You don't have to. It's fine.
Okay.
You're good.
Yeah.
Is that the one where the with that bad Link game?
My boy. Yes.
Oh my God, the Wand of Gamelon or Wand of Gamelon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ.
But,
That's like a piece of shit.
Disclaimer before we continue, I was making weird faces while Chris was talking. I saw something funny
in the studio?
over there. I'm not going to say who or what it was. So just a disclaimer, sorry for, tink, 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 crash, breaking the fourth wall.
Don't worry,
okay.
don't worry.
Just roll with
We're
it.
gonna have to fire a grip later.
You can fix it in post by putting the kid from you can putting Spider-Man's best friend for the new movie in and play It's actually just me.
Yeah, not Gengi.
No, it's okay. We'll just put the photo of the brute right there with your faces. It'll be fine. Don't worry.
But cool guys. Anything else you guys want to promote or talk about?
Not really. Like, you guys know what we're doing.
Okay.
We're actually launching a PS4
Yeah,
cheat program.
Yeah,
that's coming out.
we heard, and then also I remember you guys were working on a bass drop. Whatever happened to?
Yeah.
that
So
video game?
we were last year at E3. Like, we were working with Sony and stuff like that. We were working on actually Oculus also. We were talking about releasing a VR music-driven game called Bass Drop.
Yeah.
And just like anything else, like our number one priority is hardware.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
when we get time, we work on Bass Drop, and then at the moment it's kind of like on pause because we have the Duke coming out, we have the Saber,
You guys do have a lot of.
we have a lot of
projects.
stuff, and then we have
You guys
some
do have a lot
new
of
stuff coming out for
projects.
CES that we can't tell you yet. So
Okay.
But you'll get to it.
eventually,
Yeah, eventually.
So, yeah,
All
eventually.
in due time.
All in due time, exactly.
Cool.
So-
Absolutely.
So just changing gears here, we have the segments movie news. Right now, it's actually kind of video game news. We have one or two notes of movie stuff to talk about before we go. So we just wanted to say, all right, rest in peace to the Bright Knight, Adam West.
Yeah.
Very sad. Me and
Tear.
Nick went to the bat signal lighting.
Yeah, we did. That
was,
was really interesting. Got to see Burt Ward, Ralph Garman, different
Magical thing.
star. Yeah, that was really cool. Nice little memorial for him, and it was really cool too because the police chief actually came out to actually flip the light, everything like that, and that was really cool because
It was like a
they had-
religious experience.
and then
Commissioner.
yeah,
Commissioner, yeah.
but it was
Was it Gary Oldman?
Yeah.
Gary
No, but it was really cool too because they also had the red telephone and and everything like that, and they had the actual Batmobile there and everything else, and people were wearing cosplay. It was really cool, very cool.
And then we also lost.
Nyqvist, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yes, it was.
I butchered his name, I know that, but
It's Russian,
he
it's
was
fine.
he's the villain in Ghost Protocol. He was in the original Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy, and most people know him from the first John Wick, where he plays Vigo, the main villain or the second villain of the movie, and he was just a really great character actor, and it's a bummer to see him go. He was apparently very ill. He was only 53 or 56.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and that's just
That's
so
too
sad.
bad.
Yeah.
So rest in peace to both of those very
Huge
talented
bucket
people.
of win.
Yeah.
Well, given his roles, I thought he seemed like a healthy guy at least.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
never know.
I don't know.
Crazy.
Never know,
He'll be missed.
Yeah.
So just going on to just some video game movie news. Me and Chris, we always talk about this a lot because we really love this book.
Yeah.
The Ready Player One movie.
Yeah.
I'm really anticipating it. It comes out next year in March.
Probably not for another
Direct-
4 years, knowing them.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
my
no,
thing-
it's going to come out in March.
It'll come out.
It
So-
needs to be a trailer, but
It's Spielberg.
Right.
He'll make it.
So are they making it because I know it's all about the video game industry
Right.
and everything like that. Are they
good
actually gonna
movies.
are they gonna make it an actual feature? Or are they just gonna make it
It's
a
gonna-
documentary?
it's going to
No,
be a
it's a
feature. Yeah,
feature.
it's a
It's a
feature.
feature.
Steven
It's
Spielberg.
the narrative.
it's
There's real actors and everything.
I thought it was just gonna be CGI.
has real actors,
Hey, it's
yeah.
Spielberg. It could be all CGI.
That's Robert Zemeckis.
Since when has he ever done that?
You're thinking of
Oh,
Robert
Polar
Zemeckis.
Express?
Tintin.
That's
Yeah,
Robert
Tintin.
Tintin.
He
Yeah,
didn't
Yeah.
do Polar
Tintin.
Express.
Oh wait, no, he didn't. do Polar
That's
Express.
Okay, just because it's
Anyway,
Tom Hanks doesn't mean it was
The
Steven
Polar
Spielberg.
Express was made in hell. that movie has actual demonry in that movie.
that movie is horrifying.
Sorry,
Yeah.
are we actually going to talk about Tintin, though?
Yeah, well, okay, well,
Tintin is beautiful.
Yeah,
Tintin's
Tintin's
a good
amazing,
movie.
and it's worth another topic for another time.
Yeah,
Point out, Spielberg is God.
yeah.
I actually don't like Ready Player One. Gina
You don't
and I
like the
conflict
book?
on this. I don't
Really?
like the book.
Well, you
no.
can shut up right now.
But I'm really looking forward to the movie because
Okay, good.
Steven Spielberg's my favorite director.
Right.
And
you
my
know,
God. So.
this is my most anticipated movie of next year.
Okay.
I'm really into because I love the book. I love the book.
Okay,
that
you got to
much.
finish the book.
Okay,
Nick
yeah,
needs to
maybe.
finish it.
I'm
But-
halfway on
It's
the
also
Audible.
okay if you don't.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm someone else needs to agree
Well,
with
you
me.
have your own
Listen,
opinions, so
listen.
you could,
I have 3 Star Wars novels I need to finish, and I need to finish this, plus also the Carrie Fisher's diaries.
Oh, do that
So,
first, dude.
Yeah, so I have a lot of Audible to catch up on.
Carrie Fisher's way more important than Ready Player One.
Also, the Carrie Diaries, the canceled TV show about the Sex and the City, which is a really good show. 2 seasons, starring Anna Sophia Robb.
Yeah.
The girl from what's that kids movie? She dies in it.
Yeah, the Spiderwick Chronicles.
It's a very good show.
What, Goonies?
Well, you know what? It's never going to be better than Sex and the City, the original.
Ellen
series,
Wong
so,
is in that show.
Never. Can't
Ellen
beat the
Wong
girls.
from Scott Pilgrim. Very
Okay.
good show. Just so both the Carrie Diaries and Carrie Fisher's Diary, both awesome pieces of media. Just want to put it out there.
Yeah,
Thank you, Terrence.
So Ready Player
Terrence,
One comes out next year.
There's a movie Carrie as well.
Movie Carrie and the remake that you also need to get to.
Okay, a
Oh,
lot of
well,
carries. So Ben Mendelsohn says he's going to play Sorento in the movie differently in the book. And Chris, I feel like we're the only ones that watched or read the book. Sorento is just kind of like an evil video game
He's
corporate honcho in the book. He doesn't really have much personality.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not dissing the book, but I mean, he plays a
Kind of
role.
sounds like you are.
Yeah,
though.
dissing.
Kind of sounds like you are.
But that's cool because I love Ben Mendelsohn. He was great in Rogue One. You know,
He's been great in like
Everything,
literally
yeah.
everything he's ever been in.
But it'd be cool.
Is that you just saying that Rogue One? I mean, Ready Player One's gonna be great.
Yeah.
No, I'm really looking forward
He's
to it.
looking forward
Yeah,
to it.
Steven
But
Spielberg
like
is
for Ben
great.
Mendelsohn, like I mean, what do you think of that? That's cool. I mean,
And like we both agree that his character was not as like it wasn't a major
Yeah.
in terms of development.
No.
So I think maybe they're actually going to put a backstory. Maybe that's the way
yeah.
they're going to change
Well, he
it.
does have a backstory. Andy Orr did a fanfic, like short story, and it became canon of like Sorento, the villain in the movie's origin. And Ernie Klein, the author of Ready Player One, was just like, okay, it's canon. Andy Orr is the guy that wrote The Martian, and so yeah, he does have an origin, so they could use it.
Exactly. So that could be like maybe him taking more of an acting role in that sense.
And cool. And then just going on to video game movies, there's one I'm really anticipating, and I think we're all like Metal Gear fans.
I definitely am. Like,
I'm a Metal Gear fan. Nick
I
didn't like 5.
I haven't played any.
You haven't
but a lot of
played
people didn't like 5.
The main Metal Gear memory I have is at E3 2 years ago when we actually almost met.
Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima.
Dude, that guy's a ninja.
He is. He was at the IGN booth, and he's being interviewed. Then he leaves the door, and we go running.
There's a back room.
Yeah, there's a back room. There's a back room for like
There's
like a
one
green
door
room.
that leads into it.
One room in, one room out. We go outside. We're waiting there for 20
By the
minutes.
door.
By the door. 20 minutes, and we're like, where is he? He just left.
Took a plane back to like
No, we were-
Helicopter.
Yeah.
Like,
No, at a certain point, I joked to him, and I'm like, dude, look for a box. Just look for the box. He's in a box somewhere.
But yeah, that would have been cool to see him. But
You
like,
just see him in like an IGN box, just just walking around.
the chicken hat.
It looked like some basic punches up when you see him.
But like,
man.
so the director of the Metal Gear movie is Jordan Voight-Roberts, who did Kong Skull Island. He did Diego Design Kong Skull Island. That's okay.
Kings of Summer.
Kings of
though, I
Summer,
like.
which is great. And they had a really cool panel at E3. Chris, I don't know if you checked it out.
I didn't get a chance.
Okay, it's a really cool. It's on YouTube where they're just talking about video games and like, shooting the shit about movies and how to adapt it. And we'll get into this later in the podcast about adapting movies. But he gave them a great piece of advice on the Metal Gear movie, which is to betray his audience. So I guess their expectations. But what do you guys think of that? What are your thoughts on the Metal Gear movie? Because this
Hold
has
on.
been developed. in
Kings of
hell for-
Summer, that indie coming of age movie.
Yeah. It's a good
He's
movie.
making
The
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you're like, I was predicting this.
Oh, that trajectory is like so.
That's
Yeah.
weird. It's so fucking
Yeah, because
weird.
the parts of Kong Skull Island I really like.
Yeah.
The parts I don't, I really don't.
But you like Kings of
I
Summer.
like Kings of Summer
Okay.
a lot.
But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on the Metal Gear movie? Like, because I'm fucking excited for it. I want to see that.
I played to death Metal Gear like when I was a kid. Like when I got my PlayStation, like that was the game.
Like the original, the first Metal Gear.
Correct.
Okay.
And then I had Metal Gear for the NES also, but like no one ever talks about that one.
Do you have Snake's Revenge?
I did not have Snake's Revenge.
Okay.
Look, I was so obsessed with Metal Gear, I even bought the VR missions.
Oh, no.
That came out like after the first Metal Gear, which did nothing to the story except taught you like how to play the first Metal Gear better.
The only problem I have with the Metal Gear movie is I'm just really hoping it doesn't turn into another Resident Evil series.
Well,
Because
I mean,
the Resident Evil movies, if you've seen any of them,
I saw the first one, I never saw anyone after that.
you don't need to.
That's why I have a thing for that, but let you finish.
Well,
I got a big thing for
the
this.
thing is that I just recently watched the last chapter, And
Why?
my brother.
You know, shit happens.
This is what happens when you have,
just wake
when you
up
have
in a theater?
siblings. This is what happens when you have siblings who really want to watch movies. But anyway, I remember watching it, and in that movie, I remember just going, oh, so they just got any lore that they've had from the last past 5 movies and went, fuck that. we don't need this anymore. This isn't important. These aren't important characters. Let's just rewrite the whole thing. And I really am afraid that, Metal Gear, especially with as convoluted of a storyline.
It's actually not that convoluted.
If you pay,
It's dense.
It's
dense.
It's very dense, but I feel like for a movie, if you want to, like, depending on where you jump into that story...
You could start at Snake Eater.
You could.
You could start at like the first Metal Gear.
Honestly,
you could start at 5 even. You know.
Honestly, Snake Eater.
Actually, yeah, you could start at 5.
I think 5. Like, yeah, you could.
Snake Eater would be a great game. Would be a great game. I think even if you did it in like Metal Gear Solid 2, where it's the second one, you can even do.
That's the origin of Big Boss. Now it became like.
Yeah, you can even do Metal Gear Solid 1.
They do 4 just to fuck with everyone because they'll have no idea what they're watching.
He's just an old man, and like everybody's just like he used to be a really good agent.
I mean, but that does bring up a good point. You could pick and choose a lot of elements from this game because it's really convoluted. It's very dense, but the director Jordan has talked about he's a gamer first, and he really respects the source material, and he's really big friends with Kojima. So I have a good feeling that he'll honor the material. I think he'll hold up.
I think he will too, especially if he's getting Kojima's
convoluted
blessing.
as it is.
Because the reason why it took forever for Metal Gears to come out was because of course Kojima was doing whatever he wanted at Konami and creative differences.
Right.
And then he just straight up says "fuck Konami."
Yeah,
drinking Konami tears.
Exactly.
And then there was that long 5 months where no one heard anything about him.
What happened to that guy?
Where
do
he
you guys
literally
remember
just
that?
disappeared.
Do you remember that joke website I made about the free
Free
Kojima?
Kojima, which took traction. I was very surprised.
I made a website that said free Kojima, and I was working on a stencil or like a sticker you can buy, and I would actually donate it to his legal funds if he needed it to. And it was just him behind bars saying free Kojima because I thought he was locked up in a cage somewhere.
Oh man.
Well, as
He
someone
was
who
locked up in a cardboard box somewhere.
well, as someone who hasn't played the games, I really just want a good movie. This is my thing for even comic book things. I don't care how good of an adaptation it is. On the inside, I will a little bit, but if it's just a good movie,
it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, the Resident Evil movies get off track hard. The first one is a really awesome sort of Italian retro techno horror thriller.
Sure.
Okay.
The laser sequence is
That's actually
awesome.
That's
Right,
weird.
right.
The Red Queen is a dope villain.
I really like 3. Have you seen 3 recently? Extinction.
Yeah.
Where it's
I've
Mad
seen-
Max.
Yeah, where it's just Mad Max.
That one is really good.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
For
what
no reason, it's really good.
In the last chapter, that's the reason why I'm going. They just threw everything out the water because they were like, they're still,
fuck the
they're
plot.
still,
Who cares?
there's still people that are around and everything like that. And then they're like, oh yeah, there's only 7 people alive on the planet. And then you're like, oh, well, the planet's fucked. No matter
no,
what.
they just talk shit. I'm just here for Paul W.S. Anderson making pretty images.
Hey, Terrence, you remember that Resident Evil rave we went to?
Oh my gosh.
Were there
Here's
only
what
7
we're-
people there?
There were mirrors, man.
Yeah, there were mirrors.
There were mirrors. There were people cosplaying in umbrella court,
That's really dope.
jumpsuits.
That's really
That
dope,
actually sounds kind of
And
awesome.
there was a
There were zombie parts all over a table.
There was a
actually
woman
kinda cool.
just dancing nonstop by herself on the stage. Wasn't a go-go dancer. She's just having fun, but by herself for maybe an hour.
Was she dressed up as Alice?
Was she hired by them, or was she just
The
doing
zombies
that?
clawing at you guys.
No, she was dancing.
She just
and-
wanted.
Good for her.
Dude, Molly's a hell of a drug, man.
Just going back.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah. Just going back to Metal Gear, I have high hopes. I think it'll be
I do
good.
too.
Yeah.
You start at the beginning because I'm old. I'm 30. I've seen some things.
Okay.
I saw Jingle All the Way when it came out in theaters.
I saw
Dope
Jingle when
movie.
it came
That's
out.
a
No,
dope
there
movie.
you go.
I saw that movie when it
I
came
saw
out.
it on VHS.
When I remember reading a long time ago, on maybe an EGM.
Jingle All the Way the book?
No. Maybe a Tips and Tricks.
Right.
When they were still kicking around the idea of doing a Solid or Metal Gear Solid movie.
Yeah.
They really people were talking about how David Hayter was actually in talks of actually playing Snake himself,
right.
basically, and he kind of looks like Solid Snake.
He does.
Yeah. Maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then eventually they were talking about Christian Bale as being Solid Snake.
Well, we saw how well he does.
You saw the Machinist, right?
Yeah.
Well, you've also seen Terminator Salvation.
That's the one I thought. At that time, he was on everything, Dark Knight, boom, another movie. Boom, 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 boom.
I could totally see his Bale as a solid. But what were you saying?
So what actually got the movie going from not really production hell, but just the idea's just been kicking around forever to actually let's just do this. Who's the catalyst Was it Kojima?
I think it was Kojima. I have to look at the thing, but I want to say like him and Roberts just really hit it off.
They've been talking for a couple years.
Yeah,
right?
they've been
since he did Kings of Summer, I think.
Yeah, I think he just really kicked off.
I just can't believe that.
Right?
You didn't.
I'm gonna make like this really cool, meditative, but like still childlike, like a coming of age, teen angst movie where a bunch of teenage characters they find themselves, and then I'm gonna make some sick video game.
I mean, it's a crazy transition. But sorry, just
nuclear war.
So I guess this kind of goes to our next segment is can video game movies be good? Because there's just so many. I'm sorry to say, there's so many shitty ones. Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers is like the best movie.
No.
Wait.
Dude, hold on. It's
a movie. No. The movie where Bob Hoskins is drunk.
Hold on.
Movie.
Oh, hold on.
He's drinking from
Is
a
it all
flask?
Okay, look.
Hold on.
It's bad,
It
but
is.
it's fun as
Hold on. Not only that, but also
So bad it's good.
not only that, but
You have a
also
flask as well.
hold on. It also shows how good of an actor Bob Hoskins was because you couldn't tell.
No one ever
Oh,
put
and
John
John-
in this.
John Leguizamo was awesome in that movie. I love
And he was also drunk. He was also
Yes, they were both drunk.
Everyone was drunk. It's a prerequisite. You have to,
Look, no one is
get it going.
awesome in that movie in terms of good acting. They're awesome because they're like.
What about
fuck
Yoshi?
it.
You did
No. The greatest thing about it was the idea at the after credit scene.
that movie you'll never get to see.
The after credit scene of just like, the execs of Nintendo are like, we're willing to buy this license
Koopa
from
Brothers.
you.
Koopa Brothers.
From the Koopa Brothers.
Yeah.
But I think recently I just watched the Assassin's Creed movie.
Okay.
And I feel like
you and 10 other people.
I tried watching it. I really did. I fell asleep twice already trying to watch it.
So wait, you finished it.
I finished.
You finished. Okay, we clarified that.
I sat through the whole thing, and the thing is that there's a lot of really cool moments in that movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really cool imagery and different stuff like that, but I think they really do get off course because they're really trying to because they understand that the Animus is very boring to look at.
Well, yeah, they made.
You're laying down and you're just like, and like that's it. That's all you're doing. You're in a trance. That's it. That's all you're doing.
You know, the whole time that I like the 20 minutes I saw it until I fell asleep. The whole time I was thinking like, holy crap, that's Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Like this is his ultimate dream.
Yeah.
Oh my
Being a video
God. That's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. But the movie had like really good moments in it. But at a certain point, you were just like, I think that they got off track because the great thing that was about the first Assassin's Creed game that got everybody so interested was that you spent so much time with the ancestor and not about like the Templars in modern day. And the movie really focused on Templars in modern day, and they didn't really focus on the past all that much. And I think that they should have flipped it. If you would have flipped it, that movie would have been awesome.
And this is kind of evident of just all the video game adaptations in general, where they don't really focus in on the right stuff. It seems like if you look at Resident Evil, they have Alice, but the rest of the storyline.
But the thing is,
movies like they're.
the problem was that I don't understand why you had Alice. You had such a catalog of characters.
Yeah,
but
just do Leon.
you could have done Leon.
Oh,
you
Leon's
could
in the
have
fifth
done.
one.
Yes,
They
you
kill
could-
him off.
but-
See, I don't know this.
No, the fifth one's awesome because it's legitimately insane.
No, he's
and
not.
makes,
He
like, no
doesn't.
sense.
He doesn't
It's
die.
great.
He doesn't die off screen.
But like,
He's in the last one.
you find this? You guys
I like
find
these movies. I don't remember.
You guys find
weird.
this trend though, like where all these video game movies where they don't get the games,
Yeah.
They don't get the
So
video
wait, hold on.
games.
How long were you spent? Like, how long did you spend in a haystack? Like in the movie? Like,
The surprise.
because if it wasn't at least 20 to 30% of the movie, they don't know the game.
No, the idea was that I think that because it wasn't even about overthrowing a government or overthrowing like tyranny or
Stopping
anything like that.
2012 or
Stopping.
whatever.
No, but it wasn't.
Whatever the story
No,
Or holding
Whatever
God's
the fuck
secret
it
was.
no, but it was about the Apple of Eden.
Oh, okay, it was the Apple of Eden.
It did have the Apple of Eden, but the thing is that it didn't have like a giant war that's going on, or it
gotcha.
didn't have
like conflicts?
It had conflicts of the Spanish Revolution, but but that was like a side thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't because the cool
It was
thing
a
about
direct conflict in
the
the
cool thing that was about Assassin's Creed was that there was like major assassinations and people dying in history, and they were like, well, why don't we just make it that assassins killed them?
And
Like,
there's
these
a really
assassins
interesting
hate
thread there. That,
Yeah.
I don't like the Assassin's Creed games, but there's a really interesting thread throughout all of them that connects them. Is that violence is permanent and forever. Just like as long as humanity is a thing, war and conflict are always
Yeah.
going to be there.
Right.
And the movie hints at knowing that it's
Right.
about that.
It's-
Then it
yeah.
doesn't do anything with
Like-
it.
like-
and then it's edited so poorly. I don't know what happened in movies last year.
Like it's about to touch it, and then it just goes Did I leave the stove on?
Yeah, that's
So-
basically what it feels like.
There is one video game movie that I actually really enjoyed,
Okay.
but majority will disagree
I'm really wanting.
because
Wait,
what is
I
it?
know what it is. I know what it is.
What is it?
because
It's not, don't say postal.
No, I know what it is. I know what it is.
Just let him say it.
Okay, sorry.
so the Warcraft movie is actually really good.
Okay, yeah, I love the
Oh,
Warcraft. High five.
It's so good.
Warcraft.
I fell asleep.
I didn't see it. I
Never
didn't see it.
I fell
So,
asleep twice.
for someone
that's
that,
great.
for someone that
I
did
like
play
the
Warcraft,
idea.
they got the lore correct, and that's because Blizzard was so
Like
attached
the
to
first 500 years of the
Yeah.
war out of the. Yeah.
So, but I think that's also the problem. Like, when video game movies really try to cater to the fans, Warcraft happens.
right, which not everyone.
There's
gets or loves
there's
or
never
sees,
a
so-
really nice in between.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I'm sure there
either
could
go
be
too much or too
eventually.
little.
Yeah, there totally could be. Just no one's done
Well,
it.
like I remember they were gonna do the BioShock movie, and then
that's
that
That would've
got
been-
dropped.
And then he
And
made Cure for
Halo,
Wellness
Gears of
instead.
War.
Yeah, Cure for Wellness is the Bioshock movie. Cure for Wellness?
Cure for Wellness is actually really good.
It's
Cure for
yeah.
Wellness is fucking great.
Yeah.
But
Watch Cure for Wellness.
Yeah.
but
Definitely.
Bioshock
And
what was it?
Warcraft.
Yeah.
So-
I want a sequel.
The reason why it got dropped was because you had the creators said that this had to be a hard R movie. If we all play BioShock, we all know it's definitely an adult game. But then you
can't
had,
do the game
but then you had
without
the studios like, no, this has to be PG-13 because we got to cater to the people that actually played the game, the people that are not.
Well, that's the issue is that how much do studios get involved?
right.
Because no matter what, we've got to make a buck. We have to make our
In the end,
budget
there's a
back.
product that needs to be sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it goes in the video game industry and it goes in the movie industry. And the movie industry has a way bigger history of fucking things up because of
Right.
it. Like it has to be PG-13. Okay, well, let's downsize.
PG-13.
Even then, though, what studio made
Doom.
No, not Doom.
Oh, can we talk about Doom?
Ratchet and Clank. We can talk about Doom, but
Ratchet and Clank that came out. No one.
I never saw the movie.
Yeah,
I
apparently
saw
that
it.
was actually not bad.
There's
is
a
it
Ratchet
is
and Clank
atrocious.
movie.
Really?
Yeah,
It
Yeah,
is
there is.
unreal.
Or no,
No.
Sly Cooper
Wait,
apparently
she
was not
didn't know
bad.
there was a
I
Ratchet.
did
No.
not. Hold on. Mind blown. Hold
It's
on.
animated-
What? I did not know this.
all
Excitement.
it is it's like they
Don't-
got the
don't be
first.
so
It's like they got the first.
All the
it's
cutscenes.
kind of like they got the
Lower your expectations.
It's kind of like they got the first game. It's like they got the first game, and then they got all the cutscenes, and then they cut them all together, and then they were like, "All right, let's animate shit to connect them."
And put like
so
Sylvester
it's
Stallone
all,
in it.
It's all CG. It's
Stallone.
all.
All
Yeah.
CG.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does he
Oh,
do?
man.
It is not okay.
Hit the
guy.
Hit the guy, right?
Oh,
Alright, what's happening
Sylvester
here?
Stallone is in that
It's
movie.
a cartoon. It's a real life. I don't know. It's a cartoon.
Well, no,
I don't.
because he was
It's a
playing.
cartoon.
He was playing the other Italian stallion. He wasn't
I-
playing the Rocky one.
Okay, so
Well, you know the Italian song before Rocky, right?
Yeah, he was playing
Oh,
that
the
guy.
porno.
Yeah.
He was playing
Yeah,
that guy.
there you go. But yeah, what were we saying?
Sly Cooper.
Ratchet and Clank.
They made a Sly Cooper, right?
No.
Sly
I think they made Ratchet and Clank first, and like, we'll see how that does, and then we'll just.
I heard
go-
Sly Cooper wasn't that bad though.
I
No,
don't
I don't think they made a
finished
game.
it.
And they're like,
After that.
Did they make Gex? 'Cause,
I'm
you
a
know,
Sly Cooper.
We're going down the line.
That's
Let's go
feature.
I
down the
would be,
line.
I'd be into that.
If that's the case, I want an Earthworm Jim movie.
Oh, that'd be
If that's the case,
There's
I want a
a TV
Banjo
show.
Kazooie movie.
Oh,
Is that
I
what
would,
Banjo Kazooie
I
would
would
be
support
dope.
that. Like, I'd be the first backer and then be the only backer
Honestly,
if-
besides Nick.
Hold on,
It's
honestly,
not nuts and bolts.
honestly, if you're gonna make a really fun
Nuts.
video game movie and make it animated, I would go Jack and Daxter.
Yeah.
Jack and Daxter had a good lore.
I've
It
never
had
played
good
Jack and
back.
Daxter.
It had a good lore,
They're
good
so
background.
far up your
Good.
alley.
It had
Yeah.
really cool stuff inside of it. Not only that, but also it wasn't too risque. Where kids, like teenager kids, wouldn't enjoy it. But also it had a lot of really underhanded jokes where like adults
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, that's funny,"
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
And
It's
It's
like-
like this is gonna sound like a weird comparison. Just roll with it, okay? It's kind of like the tone of Shrek in terms of
yes,
comedy.
it's
Or it's
very
like
true.
Shrek.
crass, but
Shrek is
not
love.
crass enough
Yeah, Shrek
for
is
like
love.
kids to be like saying cuss jokes.
Yeah, but not only that, but
It's
also
not
it has a.
Conker's Bedford.
But then it
No,
has
fuck no.
No, but then it has a really.
Fuckers.
No,
But then it has a really interesting lore to it, and you're kind of and like you can dive into the lore and go like, oh, that's actually kind of cool, and stuff like that. Because there's like time travel that's involved and like different stuff like that, and like Chosen One, and everything else.
the third
Yeah.
the third game is also Mad Max.
So
The
like,
third game
yeah,
turns into Mad Max, and you're
So
like,
like
that's
a lot
awesome.
of video games,
Sick.
like because the developers, or excuse me, the project developer, are storytellers. They lend themselves to movies, but people just can't. They can't get it. I feel like a lot of directors though for these movies aren't gamers.
I
to
feel
begin
like
with.
the issue is that right now what you're having the same thing that you have for comic book movies in the 90s, where a
So
lot
like
of people
Blankman and
well,
like Spawn.
not necessarily
Catwoman.
that.
Forever.
Batman Forever.
Not necessarily that, but I
Best end
feel
credit song ever.
I feel like what they're
No,
doing is they're hiring these writers and then they're bringing them on and then they're going, well, why don't you just get the guys from the games? The games
are selling
are
billions.
selling, and they obviously know what they're doing, and they can write a movie, and they're going, no, but those are video game people.
Right.
They're not. They don't write movies, and it's the same thing that happened in comic books. Back when they were making Superman and all these other things, they were going, well, why don't you just hire the comic book writers? It's like, no. They write comic books. They don't write movies. And stuff like that, and that's the reason why all those comic book movies suck ass, and they're not great.
I think there's an interview once actually with Kojima, and they were like, it was back in the day when they were asking him about like a Metal Gear movie, and he gave one key factor of like what's one of the difficulties of trying to create a video game to a movie, and like I said, gotta look it up. I'm pretty sure it's Kojima that he said it, and the one thing is that you know, in a movie, you know, you have an actor, of course, progressing through the story. But as a gamer, you yourself are progressing the character through the story.
Yeah.
And that whole middle point of you controlling the character is actually what generates the fun. It's
Yeah, you get to live through the character.
And by it being in a movie, that's kind of like that. Without you controlling that character yourself, you kind of lose.
Yeah, unless it's like, did you guys see Hardcore Harry?
I got sick watching that
I couldn't
movie.
get
Really? I really loved it.
Yeah,
And
I
I really
I liked
disliked
it.
that.
I couldn't finish it.
I
No, but
thought it was atrocious.
honestly,
Because that doesn't. Do you think that worked? That
No,
kind of put
honestly,
you in the
It kind of did.
kind of did.
I wanted to try it because, like, you know,
Yeah, it's
I do a
great.
lot of VR, and I was like, oh, you know, this is gonna be cool. Like,
I think
It's
it
bad
worked
when
for like
they-
a 15-minute short film. Like, you
Yeah.
know how Neil Blomkamp is doing the short films now?
Yeah.
Which Raka is awesome. Watch that
Yeah,
also.
you saw. Okay.
It's good. Hardcore Henry's cool for like 15 minutes, and then it's like, oh,
Get motion
this is
sickness.
all you
this
got.
is the entire movie.
Yeah. Like, there's nothing else to it. It's just like, look at all this cool practical stunt work. And it's cool, but
Yeah.
like, I don't care.
Definitely a lot of effort that went into it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm not going to
Yeah.
knock anyone
Were you
for
gonna say,
making it.
Terrence?
It's a difference between like why does shoot 'em up not work while John Wick works? It's because
Right.
shoot 'em up is trying to be, you know, it's pandering to people who get it. It's ironic. It wants to be some sort of send up to action movies and B movies, but there's no heart in it. So it's like when everyone is not in on the joke, then no one will like your movie. But it's kind of like Hardcore Henry. Not everyone plays FPS games, so you're just gonna go in there and like, okay, I kind of get it. This is kind of like Doom 2 or something.
Yeah.
I think that's like the most recent FPS
Yeah.
people.
To be totally honest, I think the closest anybody's gotten so far is Telltale. I feel like they're the closest that have actually gotten to making a cinematic actual like feature where you're interacting with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, a Telltale game is basically just a 5-hour
Yeah.
movie. It's just a 5-hour movie where you happen
get
to
to
interact,
choose.
where you interact with it and you make your own choices and everything like that. Mind you, it's an illusion of choice because no
Right.
matter what, certain things are gonna
Yeah.
happen. But the thing is that you're engaged and you really like it and you feel like you're making a difference in the game and you feel like this is exactly what I want to see, and I think they're the closest right now.
What's that French studio? The one that did Hard Rain? That studio's really good too.
Heavy, the
Most
heavy
Heavy
depressing
Rain,
video
Heavy
game.
Rain.
ever.
What's Hard
What's his
Rain?
name?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, the most
That's a
depressing.
movie.
Okay.
His name's David Cage, right? The guy that makes it, right?
David Cage?
And they also-
He
they
did
also
the
made,
Ellen Page video game.
They also made
Two
Until
Souls?
Dawn.
Yes.
Yes.
They also made Until Dawn. and
Also,
they also-
Dark Rain is like the most
Until Dawn's
depressing
really
video
good.
game
Until
ever.
Dawn is really
Heavy
good.
Rain.
Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain.
We're all
Rain.
getting this right.
Yes.
I really like Purple Rain, that video game
Yeah,
by Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
Rain.
Heavy Rain is super depressing.
You know what's a really good superhero? Bat Dance. That's a really good.
Party Man. But sorry, what were you guys saying? About just David Cage and like
Oh, yeah. So a lot of their games are just
Movies.
it's pure. You're basically it's an interactive movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not far off from what you Celia and I also play visual novels.
Oh my god, they're the
what's
best.
that?
Visual novels it's an interactive. It's like it's halfway between a book and an anime.
Very
Yeah.
Telltale-ish.
I
Yeah.
saw that it was on Steam for like $4.
So yeah.
Steam
so
sale.
Steam
on
sale.
Steam sale right now.
Basically, a lot of the visual novels are basically either like dating sims, raising simulators where you have to raise like a princess to become a queen.
What?
There's school life,
School life,
and yeah.
kata wa shoujo.
Hey, what's the pigeon dating game?
Oh, Hot to
Hot to
Boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
Okay, so I have beaten
Oh my
every
God.
bit of that game.
Wow.
I have beaten.
Why do you know that game?
Devolver put it
I want to
out.
hear this.
Please explain this for people that don't know.
So there's a summer where I decided to have
Who
like
makes this game?
basically what?
Who made the game?
Well,
Devolver.
Devolver.
Oh, well, that
They
makes
published
sense.
it, but it's
Well,
from
that-
Japan. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well that makes sense.
So I found out about this game and I was like, I made it my mission for the entire summer to make sure that I got every romantic ending. Like, like there's the usual ones, like there's the pigeon with the floof, the dramatic one, the theatrical one.
Okay.
And then there's the doctor that kills you, spoiler. Yeah, don't pick his ending, sorry.
Is the doctor also a pigeon?
Yes, they're all pigeons. So you were a girl.
What are you not getting here?
I just want to make sure.
There are no humans in this game.
Okay, so spoilers, warning. Should have done that earlier. Whoops. Where basically you find out like you're a human and you're only human in this entire pigeon world and you go to this pigeon school and then you find out through one of the endings if you do not get any of the pigeons to fall in love with you that you are a human experiment to see if humans can interact with the pigeon world and so they kill you because you suck.
All pigeons kill you?
Yeah. Well,
All of them
they
will
take
end
you
up
out because
This is getting
Great
weird.
pecking.
yeah.
You ever seen Caesar? Shakespeare's Caesar?
Yeah, there we
You
go.
ever
Like
seen
that.
the movie?
With pigeons?
No. Have you ever seen
I
the
want to
movie
see a
Birds?
movie of that.
It's kind of like that, you know.
I pay good money.
Yeah.
I like Alfred
Yeah,
Hitchcock's
that's,
The Birds a lot.
Yeah.
So
So-
there you
so-
go.
But with
But with
dating.
dating, there you go.
Oh man, it's so good though. It's,
You
I
too,
recommend
Squawky.
it.
Okay.
You
So
too.
there's already kind of movies in video games in a way.
But that and I think that's gonna be like the weird cross. I give it another like 10 years and maybe
Yeah,
it might have
until a
something
good
good.
game.
I think
Well, supposedly they're
I
making
don't
The
know,
Last of
there's a lot.
Us. They're making The Last of Us too.
Two, yeah.
But The
I
Last of
want
Us was
that. I want
already
it
a
so bad.
It's
movie.
already a
The
movie.
Last of Us is already a movie.
And there's Logan, which is like the last.
Logan.
Yeah, it's pretty much Logan.
The Road.
Yeah.
Oh, so
But
You know what?
sorry
So-
guys, quick thing. Diego has.
Yeah, we have a couple people. I put this question on Twitter. Do you think there have been any video game movies? And we actually got quite a few replies. Vulgar Goth Jess put Silent Hill. Have you guys
Hill?
seen the first Silent
The
Hill?
first one's
The
actually
first one's
pretty
good.
It has like I don't think it's that good, but it feels like a horror movie. You
It's
know?
been-
Yeah.
They
Doesn't
definitely
all come together
They definitely
for
got
me,
the
but-
atmosphere of a Silent Hill.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Fuck
it's
yeah.
the one movie Sean Bean doesn't die in.
That's right.
Spoilers.
No, have you seen Jupiter Ascending?
Doesn't die.
Watch Jupiter Ascending. It's fucking nuts.
Dies of old age eventually.
Sure.
If you go about that, they all die of old age
spoilers.
eventually.
Jake Laurel said Warcraft was fucking terrible. Fuck off, Jake.
You my man, boy.
I am biased because I played WoW too long, but Silent Hill is pretty legit. All right, that's 2 for Silent Hill. I'm just gonna read a couple of these, and then Gene's gonna put some up on the feed when we're done with this. Aaron Parisian. I liked Warcraft, but think it left a lot of potential on the table. In the minority, I know, but I love Assassin's Creed. And then Graham Harwell also loves Assassin's Creed.
Oh, good for those
He
guys.
put a little
sheep
he put the
emoji.
little
People
sheep
that saw
emoji. Yeah,
It's
That's
okay.
great.
The sad part was that when I went to go watch Assassin's Creed, it was only available for buy, and I
I'm
really
so
really
sorry.
wanted to watch it,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh,
I want to watch it right now.
it's only $10.
Let's watch this.
It's not the. It's so not the worst video game movie.
It's not. It's really
just
not.
kind of dull.
No,
which is
Super Mario Brothers.
I've actually never seen Postal.
Postal?
Don't. Like just don't.
I mean, you don't need to.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Favorite video game movies? You got to pick one.
Snowpiercer.
Wait, can we?
No, it has to be an adaptation of
It
a
is
video game.
it's an adaptation of
Yes.
Bioshock. It's the adaptation I
It's
want.
not. It's literally an adaptation. All right.
Can
Celia.
we pick animated?
You can do that.
Yeah, sure. Like Street Fighter.
Pokemon,
the
the
movie.
first movie, just throwing that out
Yeah.
there. Though it got a 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. it
Rotten
is-
Tomatoes is a whole other thing.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck
It
Rotten
is suck.
Tomatoes.
But
It's a whole other.
the thing is,
topic.
though, is that a lot of people for
Hashtag fuck Rotten
Pokemon,
Tomatoes.
the first movie, did not see the actual original opening. They cut that for American audiences,
What was it?
but they dubbed it. Who's watched it? I have. Okay, so basically,
Okay.
the thing that they cut out from the movie is like
It's
the
Pi-
scientists.
It's Pikachu having
background.
it's a Pikachu
Right.
having a sexy dance.
That too. That's the Blu-ray content.
It's like okay.
So basically
Laser
what happens, spoilers, is that it's the whole scientist's background. So
Yeah.
it turns out that Team Rocket's funding him for cloning. And the first test subjects were cloning a Squirtle, a Bulbasaur, a Charmander, and his daughter named Amber. And so they were the experiments, and those were successful. So then they started cloning Mewtwo. So he's all like tiny and adorable. And they're like, oh, we're doing this right. High fives all around. Anyways, and
they
then
actually have
like
to?
Mewtwo
be an
psychically connects all of them. So they have these little adventures floating around in little, they're learning about stuff and whatever. Anyways. What happens though is that then they start to die. So Squirtle like goes and then like flitters away, like you know Pokemon evaporates. And then like Charmander starts to die, and then Mewtwo starts like flipping his shit, like oh my god, like our friends. And then Amber starts to die, and she's like Mewtwo, don't cry. Like Pokemon tears, like they're like the origin of life, but don't you're gonna live,
So
Well, that
explains
makes
why-
the ending.
And then-
Okay, so that
and then
makes
he
the
starts
ending make
flipping out. He
sense.
starts flipping out. Oh my gosh, and starts shattering all the glass because they're like, we're losing them. And he's like, quickly, delete his memory. So then they do everything they can
And
to
that's when he
delete
breaks
him.
out?
And so it starts off him saying, why do I feel like I'm missing something? Because he misses Amber and his Poke friends. And so when he's
That's a
with
fucked up
Ash.
movie.
Yeah, no, Susan Ash, he's like, I too started with a Squirtle, a Charmander, and a Bulbasaur. It's because he brought his friends back.
So
That's why he's all emotionally attached.
Pokemon, the first movie is Big Hero 6.
It could have been
Yeah.
a way. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh,
I need
man.
to watch. I need to
Well,
watch.
I need to
this
watch
edition.
Pokemon.
I need to watch
it
the
is-
Pokemon movie
it is
again.
available. Watch
It's on
they
YouTube?
end up cutting it because they couldn't handle cloning or couldn't handle a
We
lot
still
of
can't.
Pokemon
Yeah,
death.
still.
Not properly.
But
I
yeah,
tried
watch
cloning a potato
it.
the other
Okay.
day.
It's a
didn't work.
completely different movie, and it's so good.
It feels like that adds a lot for
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah, that
A lot
does.
of-
That makes the movie way
Yeah,
better.
wow.
So good.
That
Go
makes
watch
that movie
it.
awesome.
I ruined it for you, but go watch
Is
it.
there an ending where Ash just dies and that's it?
Like the Toy Story, like the one thing the
Like
guy did
The
with Toy Story 3,
I just thought.
where he just ended it,
Yeah.
and she's like, "What? That's it?"
Right.
They're crying and that the credits
Yeah.
roll because he died.
Wow.
That's
Terrence, what's you?
so my safe answer is Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
Okay.
But then my what's in my heart, literally true in my heart, is Super Mario Brothers.
Oh my god. Damn it.
So what about a movie that was, or what about a video game that was made after a movie?
No. Yeah.
Sorry, Chris.
Damn it. No, 'cause
Well, what were you thinking of?
Well, because I was gonna say one of my favorite games I played when I was a kid was Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, the video game.
That game is great.
Exactly.
Like, legitimately great.
Right. But
And there's a movie that goes along with it.
Yes,
That's pretty good.
doesn't count
Yeah,
at
that
all.
movie was
Right,
pretty
right.
good. But it only got a couple Oscars.
Yeah,
you know?
but
And then the sequel to that got like all the Oscars.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
literally all of them.
So, just
but
curious.
a
if that
video
counts.
game movie?
If that's the case, then I'm still sticking with what I said earlier, which is Warcraft.
Okay.
So
That's the correct choice. I put that on Twitter. That's the correct choice. That or Resident Evil Extinction.
And you're also gonna
Just,
get Warcraft.
just throwing this
Yeah,
out there
Warcraft.
because I can.
Yes.
So a video game that was based off a movie, Little Mermaid for NES.
Okay.
Very,
Nice.
very
Aladdin game,
good.
then.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man
the
2 is a
game
great
game. Okay.
really good.
Yeah, it's a-
I'm just
Sorry.
gonna throw out there Jungle Book for SNES.
Okay.
I actually really like Dark. Oh, which Batman
did anyone play the
Begins.
Snoopy video game for the Snoopy movie?
No.
There's a Snoopy movie. I'm missing out.
Yeah.
Okay.
This movie?
I actually played the Dark Knight, Batman Begins video game, and I was in
Jesus
love with it. I don't know why.
I got a couple more that I'm gonna read off. And
I
then...
was just gonna say one.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll go with Mortal Kombat 90.
There you go.
I actually wanted.
Okay.
I,
I
I
heard
saw
about that one.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
to be totally honest, I forget what it's called, but mine
Mortal
was-
Kombat Annihilation.
No, the Mortal Kombat TV series. Those webisodes that they were doing. For a
Oh,
little
those
while,
are good.
That they were based.
They were like CG based, right?
Yeah, no, they were all live
No,
action.
they're live action.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, they were all like rated R and everything like that.
Really?
Like yeah, they were. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, send me a link.
Yeah,
they were good.
they were really awesome. Like
Oh.
they were test footage so that way they can go like this is what we want to do for a movie.
Right.
And then it didn't
the,
pan
and
out.
then the movie never came out.
Damn
But
it.
like if you watch, but it's like 6 episodes with like 20 minutes apiece,
Right.
and they're really fucking good.
Just a couple more, and then we're gonna transition to something else. Andrew Boyd Allen, Warcraft was dope. Hell yes, Andrew. And he's curious to see Takashi Miike's Ace Attorney. Have you guys heard of that?
I love
Well, I love the Ace
Attorney.
Attorney series.
Yeah.
Okay,
Takashi
one-
Miike from 13 Assassins. by the
Thank
way.
you for pronouncing his name right, because
Thank you.
people just call him Mike. But he's actually doing that.
No, he did it. It
Oh, he
came
did
out in
it?
2012. I haven't
Really?
seen it. Yeah.
The
see it
goriest,
right
one
now.
of the goriest directors of Japan made
Ace
Ace
Attorney.
Attorney.
And it's supposed to be amazing.
And he made Kings of Summer, right?
yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
See what you don't know is the Ace Attorney is just breaking people's fucking
Yeah.
necks. They don't have any evidence.
Justice.
They don't have any evidence. It's
Oh,
justice.
my God.
I appreciated that.
And then this one's kind of a cheat, but Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Not kind of, it is a cheat.
It's a
from
isn't
Anton
it based
Reyes.
off a comic book though?
Yeah.
It's
But
based off a
It's
comic
not a
book.
video game.
I know it's not, but I can see why.
Actually,
'cause
yeah.
it is
It's-
structured like a video game, but it's
Yeah.
just not. Last one, Nazi punching walrus. Hell yes. All the Resident Evil
yeah.
films that aren't Apocalypse, Mortal Kombat 1, Warcraft, and I'll defend Silent Hill 2 as a trash classic. Did you guys see the sequel?
I saw
Yeah.
the sequel.
No.
I didn't.
No.
I feel like I made the right
sequel.
choice.
The sequel
Don't
is when
watch it.
Sean Bean is trying to find his wife,
All right.
and he realizes that she's dead.
Cool.
We'll put up a bunch of the other ones. We got a lot of response on this, so thank you very much for everyone that participated.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
So we're
I
going
love
to
you
go
all.
to our next segment. It's for you three guys. We have a segment here. It's called Pitch a Movie.
Okay.
But today it's going to be Pitch a Video Game Movie.
Yeah. So what
A video game movie.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what we want is we want you guys to actually pitch your own movie. We're gonna give you guys some time to actually think about this because usually you can't come up with it immediately. But here's the cool thing.
I'm ready. I actually have my idea.
Yeah, I got mine.
Well, here's the, now
gonna give you
my
a
question is that are we still doing studio notes?
I feel like they kind of got their hands tied with this already.
I feel
But
like
what do you guys think?
You
I
can
feel
give them a
like-
little notes.
I feel like 1 or 2 is fine.
1 or 2.
Okay.
So what we usually do is because we were really inept about Kevin Smith's.
Inept.
I mean, we were really taken by Kevin Smith's explanation of Batman Lives, and about studio notes. So what it is that you guys have to think of this movie, but we're going to give you some notes that it has to be in the movie. So, like a giant spider.
Like a giant spider.
Or something like that.
That definitely puts a wing in my idea now.
Okay.
Mine's
Exactly.
Okay.
So, Diego, go ahead. What was yours?
Okay, well, the giant spider is kind of classic, so I want a giant spider.
Done.
I was going to say that too.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. It has to have. Let me see. Nick.
Oh my god!
Stop my
Oh
time.
God. Okay, it has to have a female protagonist.
Oh, okay.
Done. Okay.
All right. It has to have a boss battle where there's smaller bosses and they morph into one big boss.
Wait, can I change mine?
Yeah.
No, you have
Okay. That's
a
no,
video game
giant spider.
staple.
Okay.
Giant spider.
I'll toss in my change after they're done. Like as a post-credit scene that I want to add after production.
You know, I still really like the horror one
Actually,
where
okay,
the spider
this
was
works for
coming
me
out
now.
of
Yeah.
I have an
people's
idea now.
chests.
Can I go first? Because
Still
Chris
might
might
be.
have my idea.
Well, I mean, we usually we
give you
move
some
on
time.
and we give you like five minutes to like think of it at least.
you
But
want-
Off
if
the
you guys
cuff.
Yeah.
if you guys want to pitch it now, I'm
Let's
not
do it.
gonna. I'm
Shooting
not
from the
gonna-
hip.
Okay.
All right, we'll go Celia first. Go
Wait,
ahead.
making sure this is an existing
this.
video game that we want to make
Existing
into.
video game.
Groundling.
that
Okay,
you
Wait,
like.
let me wait. I gotta
Okay,
set the
We have
time.
to give you
it
a
starts-
time
We gotta
limit.
give
Hold on,
time
because
limit.
we give you 5 minutes. You gotta
yeah,
pitch
3
this movie in
minutes,
5.
Well,
Oh,
no.
no.
Oh,
3
hell yeah.
minutes,
I
and
can-
there's 3 of you, so we're gonna give you each a minute. So we're cutting
Okay.
it
Okay,
really
fine.
close on
Yeah.
this time. All right.
Mine's easy. Okay.
In a minute, you gotta sell us.
Okay. So
Okay.
let's give her the time.
All right.
I got it. Let's go.
You got it.
I got it.
Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so first off, what's going to happen is going to start out, it's morning, okay, and it's over a field, and the camera's going to pan, so it's going past a really, really seeming infinite field, you know? And then you hear some galloping, okay? And then you hear
Legend of
dun 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 dun, you know, the whole thing, okay? And then it's gonna have about 10 minutes of credits because there's a lot of people working on it. We're gonna get that done in the beginning. Okay, so it's basically gonna go through
30 seconds.
yeah, the child. Shoot, the pressure. Okay, so basically, what's gonna go through is Ocarina of Time, but speed run. So basically, what's gonna go on is that like he's gonna be going to the first thing, finds out the tree's done, takes the rock out of there, runs out. Okay, he's gonna jump. He's gonna backflip over Milo. Keep on going. He's gonna get to the field. Shoot, 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 and then side jumps all the way to the castle. Just barely jumps onto the bridge and
Time.
yeah, that's the first movie.
A minute's hard, huh? A minute's hard.
So you described the whole thing.
You gotta pitch the movie, man.
Good enough. Zelda hands on sound.
Okay.
So,
Well, my thing is that would you swap it where it would be Zelda instead of Link who's going, or are you just gonna make Link a woman?
Oh,
Well, wasn't that already like kind of a question before the Switch version came out?
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah.
yeah, it's gender neutral.
Link's just
2007
gender
It's a
buddy.
neutral.
fluid.
2017. Wow, where the fuck are you? 2017.
Yeah, I would buy it. I like Link. It'd be
Yeah.
cool to see a Link.
I'm gonna say no.
Is it animated or live action?
That's a big one.
Okay, so it would be animated because I just don't trust humans to.
Okay.
Yeah, then I'd watch it because
Yeah.
that was my thing. If it was live action, I wouldn't. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
fair
care.
enough. All right.
What about items? Like, are you just gonna be like pulling pizza from behind a box and just eating?
That
Yes.
was awesome.
Okay, so yeah, for items, we'd have the main cast. We'd have, like Megaton Hammer, we'd have the fairy bow, we'd have the boomerang, but adult Link could use the boomerang
Okay.
because adults can use boomerangs too.
I don't know. I mean, it is a hunting weapon.
I've never actually used a boomerang
It is a
after I
hunting
turned
weapon.
18, so.
Oh, well, maybe you should get to it.
All right,
Kinda iffy.
all right, that was good. Terrence,
Can I do mine
choice.
as Quentin Tarantino pitching the
do
movie?
it as
Yeah,
Quentin
do it.
Tarantino.
Okay, right?
wait,
Okay,
you ready?
I got it.
All right,
2, 1, go.
All right, imagine a woman, all right? So the woman is in a house, okay? And everyone she's talking to, he does not understand, okay? And nobody speaks English. And you can do anything. You can take a shower. You can take a bath. You can eat. You can put food on the table and not watch it. And there's flies all over the place. You can have a baby. You can go to work. You can get the newspaper if you want to. Okay, all right, you following? All right, Mr. Weinstein, there is
30
a bunch of
seconds.
other houses, right? And you can go to these other houses, and there's other people there, okay? All right, you following? Okay, and it's like a melodrama. It's like a French melodrama. No, it's like a Cirque melodrama, okay? And so at the very end, you find out that you can't end the movie because it's ongoing. It's never ending. It's called The Sims.
45 seconds.
Oh my god, that's the best.
Oh my god.
Bravo.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking
I'd buy that, yeah.
Fucking buy.
Wait, how do you make it not end though?
You don't, you die.
It'll be like an art piece where it's like a webcam.
Oh my
Like a
god!
Big Brother.
Directed by
best.
Shia LaBeouf.
Wait,
Yeah, it'll be posted in New York City.
He literally did that.
Yeah.
So-
You will not divide us.
So,
Saying that.
so my thing is
That's fucking brilliant.
that's awesome.
Okay.
I love it.
I love it.
How do we get the giant spider in there though?
Well, a giant spider. We can. Well, I don't know.
You have to
Maybe.
do it in the Tarantino voice.
Maybe. Okay. All right. So, you know what? Zack Snyder is just gonna direct this, and we're removing the giant monster at the very end.
Alright. You know what? I like your gumption.
You just like
That was my Watchmen
rejected the
reference.
studio.
You know what? I like your
I like
style.
it.
I'll buy it.
I like
Fuck
it.
it.
All right.
And actually, I went more Woody Allen in that last one.
Yeah, you did.
Hell of that.
All right.
Chris?
Co-creator.
So, okay.
Wait.
So,
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
all right. Scene. Deep space. You're called. A ship is out in the middle of nowhere, sending a distress signal. Its neighboring ship then comes up and realizes that there's been a tremendous horror that's happened aboard. And as you progress through, you realize that there's been a demonic takeover of it. And as you go forward, the unnamed protagonist then removes the helmet, and it's then Sigourney Weaver. For today's modern adaptation of what Alien was, and we now have Dead Space. So
That's perfect. Then.
I think honestly, I'm actually kind of surprised Dead Space hasn't been announced.
That was 40 seconds.
That was
oh,
good.
okay.
Well, I mean,
no, that's
if
fine.
You're still gonna go. You have 20 seconds.
If you want to add anything else.
Well, to cater to all you guys, so what did you say your
Sigourney Weaver already caught mine.
so you have a giant
Giant spider.
spider, so that can be one of the was
Yeah.
it
A xenomorph.
morph,
It writes itself.
and
there.
then everything
Giant-
morphs together.
Yeah.
So all the dead souls that you've killed, they morph together.
Wow. Okay. That's perfect. Chris.
Yeah, that was cheating. No, but I'm actually speaking of which, I'm actually really surprised that Dead Space hasn't been announced as like a video game that would be turned into like a movie.
I'm not surprised, especially because as much as I liked it, Alien Covenant didn't make a lot of money.
That is true.
That's
yeah.
true.
But
I
Dead,
actually, I
but the
haven't seen
Dead
Alien
Space,
Covenant. Have you seen?
but the
I
Dead-
really liked it.
Okay.
yeah, but the Dead Space movie would
But
actually
it's
be
not
good
a good
though.
movie.
No,
Is
it's
it
not.
bad that I thought Alien Covenant was Dead Space like for the first
No.
like
No, there's like
40
shockingly
seconds of the-
similar Dead
Yeah,
Space to
no,
that.
I
Yeah.
was sitting in the theater. I'm like,
Oh my god,
Dead
the gore is
Space.
great.
It's Dead Space.
No,
That's fun.
honestly, to be totally honest, I was kind of bored.
Yeah.
I was kind of.
Would you buy the movie?
Oh, you don't have to talk.
I would.
Again.
I would definitely buy it just
you
because
hit all the
I want to
For
see a Dead Space
$10?
movie.
For $10.
I want for 10. I'd spend
Okay,
20
it's
in
better than
IMAX.
Assassin's Creed. That's not even a question.
I'd spend the 20 in it for IMAX.
Yeah.
I'd spend the 20 for
Okay.
IMAX.
You get the 3D.
Yeah, that
I'd
sounds
buy
like
it in IMAX 3D.
Alright, now here's my last thing. I'm gonna add this to all your little movies in the post-credit scenes.
Sure.
Because I'm a greedy businessman, I need these all to connect somehow. So we're gonna create a video game cinematic universe. So
With-
Zelda's off in one planet. This is our real life. So our real life is a post-credit scene, and then Zelda and Dead Space
Well-
will connect
In some way.
in some way. I'll
I know
figure it out.
I know it. I know it.
Look, if Universal can make The Mummy and try to make a universe through Tom Cruise,
Oh yeah, like
I can do anything.
I know it.
their monster
I already know
line.
it. I know it. I know
How?
it. That one is a regular dimension. He's the demon dimension. He's watching the movie.
Ooh.
Or he's
Or
playing,
do it.
or
Yeah,
he's playing the video game.
Yeah, or it's like
variation of
heavy
us.
metal.
Yeah.
It's like heavy metal where it's their
he's
different
played
segments.
the game. Link uses the owl to get over there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Or the owls.
see?
That's my sim.
There you go, guys.
Simlish.
We'll make it like a heavy metal animated movie or something.
That'll be awesome.
So I guess just wrapping it up, we love all of it. Really quick, video game reviews, just wrapping up our episode, just stuff we played recently that we really
Any
love.
video game you guys have played recently?
Ukulele. Okay, so I am one of the largest like Banjo-Kazooie fans ever.
Were you disappointed by
Even
ukulele?
Nuts and Bolts?
No, not nuts and bolts don't exist. It's
Yeah.
it's like Dragon
Yeah.
Ball Z GT. We just don't
Yeah, fuck nuts and
acknowledge.
bolts.
Wait. The cartoon. The game was cool.
Okay, I've never played the game, but yeah.
Also, Super is acknowledging some things from GT, so I mean,
No,
Shut up.
they wrote over that.
Shut up.
Yeah, they did.
no.
Pam has
was.
powers. Pam sucked in GT.
There you
Okay,
go.
so throwing out there. Dude, she's so strong now. She flew around the world
Yeah.
as an infant. I'm caught up. I know the stuff. Okay, so what was I talking about? Ukulele. Mechanics were sloppy, but The music was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The characters, the level design, besides it being kind of empty, was really good. I really liked the little enemies and like how they noticed you and they're like, eh. It was. I'd give it like an 8, like out of 10.
Okay.
It was fun. Played
Okay.
for the music and the nostalgia,
Cool.
but not the mini games because they suck.
Terrence?
I bought Ultra Street Fighter 2, and it's good, but the reason I don't like it that much is because I'm very good online. And for a fighting game to be not that hard when I'm playing other people online, for it to be pretty easy, that just means that not a lot of people are playing it.
Yeah.
So I like playing with my friends in ad hoc mode, or local multiplayer, I mean.
I feel like you're gonna really like the Dragon Ball Z game that's coming out.
Oh, it's
Oh,
gonna
I'm
be
so
nuts.
excited.
Dude, I think
Dude,
you're
did you
really
get a chance
gonna
to
like
peek
it.
at it at E3?
I got
It's beautiful.
Not only that, but also it plays like fucking Street Fighter.
Yeah.
It plays like Street Fighter. I was playing it and I'm like, this is just Street Fighter with
For
Dragon
sure.
Ball Z characters.
Which is-
That's all
which
this
is fine.
That's exactly how you should make
Yeah.
a fighting game.
That's fine. Chris?
Oh man, there's quite a few games that I actually recently just replayed because I started introducing some of the games that to my girlfriend,
Yeah.
and one of the ones that we really enjoyed was Firewatch. And Firewatch is a game where you play this middle-aged man that just lost his wife to I think it was Alzheimer's or dementia, one of them.
It's dementia.
Yeah, and he goes off into the woods to find himself, and you uncovered like this whole thing of like what it is to be an adult, and like where your wife doesn't remember you, but you fall in love with someone while you're there. So it's just that moral dilemma of like she doesn't even know who I am. Is it cheating? So
Crazy. Okay,
Wow.
we'll check it out.
That's interesting. What about you, Diego? You played anything recently?
Actually, I have.
Really?
Yeah, I played this little game called Astroneer that's available on Steam. I have no idea if it's available anywhere else.
Okay.
But you're an astronaut and you mine and you just go around this funky little designed planet and sculpt and create and try to survive. And it is just so fun and simple. It's like, hey, remember video games have color sometimes? It's like, wow. And yeah, it's a really fun little game that I don't know when it's like officially coming out or anything like that. I feel like you know more than I do.
Well, Astroneer, like it's in early access right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So I know that I think at E3 they did talk about it as coming to one of the consoles.
I think so.
Yeah.
I thought it was coming out to Xbox.
Right.
Oh yeah, it was either Xbox or
I
PlayStation.
think
I
it
got
was
it.
Xbox.
But yeah, it is coming soon too. I believe
Okay.
holiday.
But I cannot recommend that game enough. Just
Okay.
it's this wonderful environment, it's great atmosphere, and yeah, it made me like remember like, oh yeah, I really like video games.
Games are fun.
Yeah, games are cool.
Yeah,
You don't have to
for
be
sure.
so serious.
Yeah, fun. live a little, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been playing. I really like the Guardians Telltale series. The first 2 episodes are great. Telltale tells incredible stories. They had a little side story about Rocket Raccoon and his origin that made me tear up just a little bit. In the last game, it's really good.
Really good
So
origin.
people check that out. And Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Justin let me borrow that, his brother. And it's really good. People give that a lot of crap because of the reveal. I won't say what it is. If they haven't played it, they should have. But I think it works. I think Kojima gets too much shit for that.
Did you finish it?
I haven't finished it.
Okay.
But I know the reveal. And yeah, I just feel like it's the hidden chapter in the Metal Gear saga, and it explains a lot of stuff. And yeah, people should have more patience with it.
I actually started playing Her Story again. What was it? Her Story is all about you basically interviewing a bunch of women and trying to solve a murder.
Wow.
And you're going through interview by interview by interview, and you're trying to figure out whether or not they're lying, whether or not they're telling what they're telling the truth about, and you're trying to get more and more information out of them and everything like that. You're trying to go along through the evidence and everything. It actually really does make you feel kind of like a detective. And because you can, at a certain point, you can get it all wrong.
Definitely.
Like you can definitely get this all wrong, and it's really good. Telltale. I mean, I'm a huge fanboy of Telltale. I mean, I've been talking about Telltale for years now,
I love Telltale.
and everything like that. They're Walking Dead and also the Guardians. They're both really good. They're really
And the
good,
Batman
awesome
game
games.
is great.
The Batman game, I was really surprised with.
Batman.
Batman. Sorry.
I love Batman.
Shit.
I love Nick.
Cool. So yeah,
those were all really good games.
Cool.
in general.
So yeah, just wrapping this up. Yeah, we just.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining
you
us.
for joining us.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
course.
Where can people find you at? Or just, read it?
My Twitter handle is at Gallizzi. So
Okay.
CGALLIZZI.
Me, it's at HBYM_music. It's just my band's handle.
And on Instagram, I'm Kosher Gamer.
Sweet. And Diego, what's your Twitter handle?
At DEGGO Waffles, Diego Waffles. Diego Waffles still isn't available. I know who you are. So
Do you?
I do.
Oh shit, it's on.
But I just want to highlight some other stuff the Waffle Press
sure.
is doing really quickly. We got some cool stuff coming up for Shark Week. Maybe one kind of cool thing we don't know about
Yeah,
yet for sure,
it's,
but for sure we're
something cool
doing
is happening.
a Jaws retrospective with my buddy Matt Garingo to cap off our Alien retrospective. We're tying that all in together, and boy, Jaws is a really good movie. The sequels sure aren't. And so check all that out on Twitter eventually.
Have you seen Jaws 3D? It's bomb-a-thon.
Oh, it's
So good.
so not.
So good.
May or may not have watched that
And then,
right now.
yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Gene9892, on Instagram. If you like some cool movies, We Own Nothing Films on Facebook.
You can find me on Nick Valero 1940 on Twitter, and then just Facebook Nick Valero and stuff like that.
Cool, cool.
Is 1940 your birth year?
No, it's actually it's a major it's when which I
It's what Twitter recommended.
Okay.
it is what Twitter
That is
recommended.
amazing.
It is
so
what Twitter
old,
recommended.
but you don't
So-
look it.
I don't
So
know.
thank you
You
so much.
just made up that it was Batman's birthday.
Honestly,
Yeah,
Just roll with it.
honestly, that is the reason. But then he came up with a funnier reason, so I was like, I'll go with that.
Okay.
So Chris, Terence, Celia, it was a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for being on.
Likewise, man. Thanks. Like I said,
Yeah, love to
call
have
us
you on
anytime.
again.
We'll bring some cool stuff for you guys to play with next time.
Yes,
Yeah,
please. We got to do like a
Like a
video
let's
game.
play.
Have you guys ever
Yeah.
considered doing like a Let's Play?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now I have,
that's-
especially.
Yeah, actually, we've been in talks about doing that for a while.
Great.
Yeah.
We'll supply the equipment.
Right on.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll have to do something about that.
Yeah, definitely keep us in
So
mind.
thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thanks everyone for joining me again. Shout out to Renee, sound engineer. Shout out to Raph for manning the cameras.
Woo!
Thank you guys so much for helping out.
He can't wait to eat that pizza.
Yeah, I know. We got pizza in the corner that's like probably frozen now. But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
We've been
Professionally Unprofessional.